In a bid to diffuse tensions, ASEAN foreign ministers will engage in a dialogue with a representative of the Myanmar military authorities. In a studio interview on News Tonight, Dr. Vivian Balakrishnan tells us why this is important for the region.
Well, tomorrow's meeting is significant. It's the first time the foreign ministers are getting together, and we will listen to the representative from the Myanmar military to get his side of the account. As I said earlier, we must engage in honest, open dialogue, and we need constructive platforms. This will be a very important test tomorrow. Yes.
Do you think it warrants international help, on top of ASEAN?
Well, let me put it to you this way. We are gravely concerned with the situation in Myanmar, and we're appalled by the violence. And we will say that tomorrow. But ultimately, the solution lies within Myanmar itself. All the stakeholders, in this case, it means the military and Aung San Suu Kyi, the state councillor, need to sit down and have frank conversation and negotiate in good faith. The rest of us can help. We can create conducive platforms, but we can't interfere. And I think respecting that division is critical.
Well, I want to pick up on this interference because ASEAN countries, they're guided by this principle of non-interference. But how is the situation in Myanmar impacting this then?
Well, first I would say that instability in Myanmar ultimately creates danger for the rest of us in Southeast Asia. So it's not a purely Myanmar situation alone. Although, as I said, the responsibility for resolving this lies with the authorities in Myanmar. And right now, there are two poles. There's the political leadership, Aung San Suu Kyi from the NLD, and there's the military leadership on the other hand. They need to talk, and we need to help bring them together.
How are we going to do that?
By being frank with them, by telling the military exactly how we feel about it, and to remind them that ultimately this coup will cause grievous damage to Myanmar, to society, and the economy. Look, in the last 5 years, the bulk of foreign investments went in because of Aung San Suu Kyi, because of the transition to democracy. This setback will have grievous harm to the economic development and, of course, the social and political development within Myanmar itself. And ultimately, instability in any corner of Southeast Asia threatens and affects the rest of us. And it's such a pity because, in fact, the prospects for Myanmar were bright. The prospects for Southeast Asia are robust in the next 20, 30 years. And we need to seize this opportunity and not let this political strife in Myanmar, with all its attendant violence and negative consequences for its people, distract and disrupt us from the future that's awaiting all of us in Southeast Asia.
I want to move away from Myanmar and I want to talk about the subject of COVID-19. So
yes.
Help us understand, has the COVAX scheme made good progress, in its aim to ensure fair access, to vaccines for all?
First of all, it has, because there are multiple vaccine candidates, and the target is for COVAX to deliver 2 billion doses by the end of the year, the bulk of which will go to lower income or lower middle income countries. So far, about 1 million doses have already been delivered to Africa, and I would expect this to roll out progressively over the next few months. Singapore is an early supporter of COVAX because nobody is safe until everyone is safe. And so we do need equitable access, we do need universal access to vaccines, particularly for the vulnerable segments of populations all over the world. We've never faced this situation, and we've never had this facility. I think we are making incredible progress, certainly on the vaccine front.